I didn't believe the stories when I took the job. Empty office building. Night shift. Easy money. That's what they told me. Just sit in the security room, watch the cameras, answer the occasional call. No one mentioned the phone. Not like this. It rang at exactly 3:17 a.m. Every night. And the weirdest part? It wasn't supposed to be connected to anything. The building sat on the edge of the city. A glass and steel skeleton surrounded by silence after midnight. 15 floors. For elevators. One security room in the basement. That's where I stayed. There were 63 cameras in total. I counted them on my first night. Not because I had to. Just something to do. You'd be surprised how loud silence gets when you're alone that long. At first, everything felt normal. Doors locked. Lights out. Nothing moving. Just the soft flicker of black and white feeds. And the phone. Old. Beige. Landline. No label. No blinking lights. Just there. My supervisor told me one thing before leaving. If anything happens, call me. Don't go looking for trouble. I laughed at that. There was no trouble to find. At least, not yet. It was my third night. 3:17 a.m. The phone rang. It startled me more than it should have. Not loud. Just sudden. I let it ring twice before answering. Security. Silence. No breathing. No static. Nothing. I waited a few seconds. Hello? Then. A click. The line went dead. I checked the call log. Nothing. No incoming call. No record at all. I told myself it was a glitch. Old system. Cheap wiring. That's what made sense. But something about the silence. It didn't feel empty. It felt occupied. The next night. 3:17 a.m. The phone rang again. This time, I picked up immediately. Security. Who is this? A pause. Then a voice. Low. Calm. Too calm. You're new. I froze. Yeah. Who is this? Another pause. Longer this time. Then. Don't check the 5th floor. Click. Dial tone. I stood there, holding the receiver. My eyes slowly drifted to the monitors. Camera 5F12. 5th floor hallway. Nothing there. Empty. Still. I leaned closer. For a second. I thought I saw something move. But when I blinked, it was gone. I tried to ignore it. I really did. But the calls kept coming. Always 3:17. Always the same voice. Always short. Always specific. The elevators don't stop where you think. There's a camera that doesn't show up on your screen. It watches when you look away. Every time I checked the system, everything looked normal. But it didn't feel normal anymore. I started noticing things. Small things. Camera angle shifting slightly. Doors I could have sworn were closed, suddenly open. Lights flickering on floors that had no power scheduled. And once. Just once. I saw someone. Standing at the end of a hallway on the 7th floor. Perfectly still. Facing the camera. I zoomed in. The image distorted. Static crawled across the screen. And then. They were gone. I avoided it as long as I could. But curiosity. It gets to you. Especially when you're alone. Night after night. Same calls. Same warnings. Until one night. The voice changed. Slightly. Still calm. But urgent. You already checked it, didn't you? My stomach dropped. I haven't. Don't lie. Silence. Then. It knows now. The line went dead. I didn't think. I just moved. Grabbed the flashlight. Left the security room. Took the elevator. Pressed 5. The ride felt longer than it should have. Like the building was stretching. When the doors opened, the lights were off. Pitch black. My flashlight barely cut through it. The hallway looked wrong. Longer than it should be. The wall slightly curved. Like I was inside something. Not inside a building. But something else. I took a step forward. Then another. And that's when I heard it. Footsteps. Behind me. I turned. Nothing there. Just darkness. But the footsteps continued. Slow. Measured. Matching mine. I started walking faster. So did it. Then running. So did it. Until I reached the end of the hall. A door. Unmarked. I don't remember that door being there. I opened it. Inside. Another security room. Same layout. Same monitors. Same chair. And sitting in it was me. Or something that looked like me. Same uniform. Same face. But the eyes. Wrong. Empty. Watching. It smiled. Slowly. And picked up the phone. Behind me. My radio crackled. Then the voice. Not from the phone. Not from the room. From everywhere. You weren't supposed to come up here. I don't remember how I got back. I don't remember taking the elevator. Or running. Or anything. I just was back in the security room. Sitting in the chair. The monitors flickering. The phone silent. I checked the time. 3:16 a.m. 1 minute before the call. I stood up. Heart pounding. No. No, no, no. This wasn't right. I grabbed my things. Headed for the door. But before I could open it, the phone rang. 3:17 a.m. I stared at it. Didn't move. It rang again. And again. And again. Until, slowly, I reached out. And answered. Security. A pause. Then, my own voice. You're new. Don't check the 5th floor. I live alone. At least, that's what I thought. The first time I noticed something was wrong, it wasn't dramatic. No noises. No footsteps. No shadows moving in the dark. Just something small. Something easy to ignore. My kitchen chair was slightly pulled out. I remember pushing it in before going to bed. I always do. It's one of those habits you don't think about. Like locking the door. Turning off the lights. Checking the windows. Routine. Predictable. Safe. But that morning, the chair was out. Not much. Just a few inches. I stood there for a while, staring at it. Trying to remember. Did I forget? Was I distracted? Half asleep? It didn't feel right. But it also didn't feel impossible. So I let it go. That was the first mistake. Over the next few days, more things started changing. Small things. Always small. A cabinet left open. A glass moved from one side of the sink to the other. The TV remote missing, then back where it belonged. At first, I blamed myself. Stress. Sleepwalking. Forgetfulness. But then, it got harder to explain. I started taking pictures before going to bed. Just in case. Kitchen. Living room. Front door. Everything exactly where it should be. And every morning, something was different. Always. One night, I made sure of something. I locked my bedroom door. Not just closed. Locked. I even tested it twice. There was no way anyone could get in without waking me. That night, I slept lightly. Restless. Uneasy. Like my body knew something my mind didn't. When I woke up, the door was open. Wide open. The lock? Still intact. Still working. But the door? Open. That's when I set up my phone. I placed it on my desk, facing the door. Hit record. And went to sleep. Or at least, pretended to. I remember lying there, eyes closed, listening. Every sound felt louder. The hum of electricity. The settling of the house. My own breathing. Then, nothing. I must have passed out at some point. Because the next thing I remember was morning. Sunlight through the window. Everything quiet. Normal. Too normal. I grabbed my phone. Hand shaking. And pressed play. The video started normally. Just me. Sleeping. Barely moving. Minutes passed. Then hours. Timestamp ticking forward. 1:12 a.m. 2:07 a.m. 2:42 a.m. Then 2:43 a.m. The door handle moved. Slowly. Carefully. The door opened. Just a crack. Then wider. And something stood there. A person. Tall. Thin. Perfectly still. Watching me. For a long time. Too long. It didn't move. Didn't breathe. Didn't step inside. Just watched. I couldn't stop staring at the screen. My own sleeping body in the frame. And that thing. Standing in the doorway. At exactly 2:43 a.m. I kept watching. I didn't want to. But I couldn't stop. After about an hour, it moved. Just slightly. A step forward. Then another. Slow. Controlled. Deliberate. Until it was inside my room. The camera picked up more detail now. Its face. Blurry. Like the camera couldn't focus on it. Or didn't want to. It stood beside my bed. Looking down at me. Then. It leaned closer. Too close. Like it was listening. Or smelling. I thought that was it. That it would leave. Disappear. Go back into whatever darkness it came from. But it didn't. It did something worse. Something I still don't understand. It climbed into the bed. Slowly. Carefully. Not to wake me. The mattress shifted. I could see it. Clear as day. It lay down. Right next to me. Facing the same direction. Perfectly still. Like it belonged there. Like it had always been there. And then. The video cut. I checked the rest of the footage. Nothing. Just static after that point. No sign of it leaving. No movement. No sound. I looked around my room. Everything was normal. The bed. The door. The silence. But something felt different. Wrong. Like the air was occupied. That night, I didn't sleep. I sat there, watching the door, waiting. 2:42 a.m. Nothing. 2:43 a.m. The handle moved. Slowly. I didn't breathe. Didn't blink. The door opened. And standing there was me. Same face. Same clothes. Same expression. Watching. Then it smiled. And whispered, "Don't fall asleep tonight." I shouldn't have accepted the ride. It was late. Too late for normal passengers. Too early for morning traffic. That dead hour of the night where the world feels paused. 2:11 a.m. That's when the request came in. No name. No rating. Just a pickup point. In the middle of nowhere. I'd been driving for a few months. Late nights paid better. Less traffic. Less talking. Just pick up. Drop off. Repeat. That night started like any other. A few short trips. Quiet passengers. Nothing strange. Until that last request. The map zoomed out further than usual. Way outside my normal area. A stretch of road I didn't recognize. No houses. No businesses. Just darkness. I hesitated. Finger hovering over the screen. Something about it felt off. But the fare. It was higher than usual. A lot higher. So I accepted. That was the second mistake. The road got darker the further I drove. Streetlights disappeared. Signal bars dropped. One by one. Until. No service. Just the map. Barely updating. I almost turned back. But then. I saw them. Standing on the side of the road. Perfectly still. Like they'd been waiting. I slowed the car. Rolled to a stop. The passenger opened the door. Got in. Didn't say a word. Didn't even look at me. Just sat in the back seat. And closed the door. I checked the mirror. Couldn't see their face clearly. Just a shape. A presence. Where to? No answer. I glanced at the app. The destination had loaded. A location even further out. Of course it was. I started driving. The silence stretched. Heavy. Uncomfortable. Not the normal quiet. This felt deliberate. Like they were choosing not to speak. Like they didn't need to. A few minutes into the drive. The GPS flickered. The route changed. Slightly. I frowned. Adjusted the wheel. Kept going. Then it changed again. A different road. Same direction. But not the one I was on. I checked the rearview mirror. The passenger hadn't moved. Still sitting there. Still silent. Watching. Or at least, facing forward. The deeper I drove, the stranger things got. The road didn't feel right anymore. Too long. Too empty. Like I'd been driving the same stretch over and over. I passed a sign. A broken one. Half hanging. 10 minutes later. I passed it again. Same sign. Same damage. Same angle. I slowed the car. Heart pounding. That's when I noticed. The fuel gauge. Dropping. Fast. Too fast. I checked the mirror again. This time. I saw their face. Or tried to. It didn't look stable. Like it couldn't decide what it was. Features slightly shifting. Eyes not quite aligned. A smile that wasn't fully there. Then. The screen on my phone chimed. Trip updated. New destination. I hadn't touched anything. Did you change it? No response. But the smile in the mirror widened. I blinked. Just for a second. And when I looked back, the seat was empty. No passenger. No movement. Nothing. But the seatbelt still fastened. Tight. Like someone was still sitting there. Slowly. It pulled tighter. On its own. The car temperature dropped. My breath visible in the air. And the app. Still running. Still counting the ride. I tried to stop the car. The brakes didn't respond. The road stretched ahead. Endless. Dark. The phone buzzed again. New notification. New ride request. I looked at the screen. Pickup location. My current position. Passenger name. Mine. I felt something behind me. Close. Too close. A voice. Whispering. Right next to my ear. You're almost there. I looked in the mirror. And this time, I was in the back seat. Watching. Smiling. As the driver version of me kept going. Unable to stop. Unable to leave. Forever on the last ride.